Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are all of you tonight? Um, I've been a little under the weather the past few days. The wife's like, should the show go on tonight? And I go, of course, the show must go on. My boss even knows the show must go on. So say, Sarah, if you're out there listening, Tyler, you're out there, you know where my priorities lie, right? Sorry. But tonight we have a most excellent show. I've been waiting for this day for years. Uh, we've been hitting this gentleman up for years. He's one of my inspirations in YouTube and do it yourself stuff. And it's great to see him accomplish what he has. So, with no more further ado, let's get on with this. Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with Toledo Jess and I. 8 years
I made
later.
it eventually.
That you did, Dan, and we're greatly appreciated. Appreciate you joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
Now,
Glad to be here.
And we love it when you pop up in our chat room too. Just like we love all of you out there popping in our chat room, and even our lurkers like Two Toes. Polly, are you out there, buddy? And I see Andy Thrax mining his ear. Hey, Matt, gone digging. Terry Curry, our Aussies are in the house. Nebo Gold, Jonathan Brewer.
The 717 Detector. Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest moderator on the Inner Zone.
Orlando, hello. Reg, good to see you. I know he's one of
Prospecting, welcome. Jefferson State Gold, AUR Prospector.
Jefferson State Gold, long time no see. Backyard Prospecting, good to see you. Indiana Glitter Getter, hello, hello, hello. Lawrence L, good to see you.
Lawrence L.
Robert Dupati and Mandy.
Yep.
Always good to see you.
Hey, we got some really shiny gold in here tonight. Welcome.
Yeah, all our precious jewels and gold is in the live chat.
Hey, Terry. You bet.
Gold Panner, howdy, howdy, howdy. I've been watching, just not commenting a lot. That's okay, Jefferson State. We love our lurkers too.
Yes. Hit B, what's up?
Hey, Bill, how you doing? Can barely hear Jesse and Dan. Can you get here? Let me turn it.
It might be because I'm not speaking, but that could be.
Let me try it from my end, and before I have you go into your audio. How's that, Bill? Better? Say something, guys.
Go something.
Something. Something.
Say something.
Something.
A little something.
Better. Better, Bill. Bill.
Hot dog digs.
Bill.
Welcome.
Bill. Is that better, Bill? I bet Dan has some gold porn. Now, what I tell you right off the bat, GoPro
not
Unlimited
much, but I have a little bit.
Gold Panner.
He does not have
don't give
a
it
lot,
to him yet. Just a little shoulder
tease him.
Little shoulder tease, Dan.
Yeah, just
nothing more than that right yet. Make him work for it.
I wouldn't. Canadian Beekeepers blog. Hey, how you doing? And welcome.
West Coast Gold Prospecting. What's up?
Marty is nuts about detecting. Jersey Ray Diggs, how you doing? Better, thank you, Patrick.
Hey, Rachel.
So Let's see
Yeah,
here.
lots
Good
of people
to
here
see
tonight.
the beard returning to pre-medical condition. Yeah.
Getting there.
And, Dan's
It takes-
definitely been in a lot of ours prayers, that's for sure.
Yep.
And
Did we say
what?
Did we say hi to Chillin' and Grillin'? Adventures with Dan B.
No, but we should.
Yes.
Hey, Dan B, how you doing? Chilling and grilling.
Rock Butcher's in the house tonight.
Good to see you,
Welcome.
Jim. Damon, how you doing,
Evo.
brother?
That's Damon. I saw Damon coming here.
Yeah.
David Alfonsi, because I can't pronounce the rest of it.
FLX Detectorist, good to see you. Good to see
think
all.
I think my buddy Ricky is one of those lurkers out there because I haven't seen him comment, but he did tell me he was already on the chat.
Ricky,
Well, you can't.
Ricky, we can't shout
Rick.
you out unless you drop something in that chat.
We can do a generic lurker call out though. There you go.
DHZ, hello, hello, hello. You know, on
Marty
my
talks
end, I
about
can
digging.
see them doing all the smiley faces and stuff now,
Mm.
too. That's pretty cool. I never noticed that on my dashboard for live streaming before. The
No?
things YouTube are up to. Robert
more than you
Silva,
wanna know.
yeah, we love our lurkers too.
Absolutely.
Torchy, welcome to the Flash Fam. Love you too, Turtle Wars. We love all our audience. What's that? Backyard prospecting? Is that a ninja? Ninja! Oh, we got a Canadian super sticker.
Nice.
Okay, I gotta give you, it's gonna say super chat, but it's for you. Oh yeah, super chat.
So a really quick thing. Last week I came out here and I was talking about my wife's car getting totaled and her car getting pushed into mine and
Yeah.
all that. We just got that all kind of taken care of.
Yeah.
Calm down. So we're
You
sitting here.
calm down.
So we're sitting here all of a sudden, bam! Wouldn't you know it? Another driver plowed into the back of my truck and done extensive damage. I sent Ed some pictures of it. I don't know if he's got them up there or not.
Oh,
yeah, it's been a fun day today. Oh yeah, the one cop threatened to take me to jail for what?
Being an ass.
For being an ass? No.
Being...
No, not for being that. What was the charge?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, disturbing the peace or something. Disturbing the peace.
Oh,
'Cause
brother.
I was upset. I'm sorry. Because they were staying there, not doing their jobs, and he could see the daggers blazing from my eyeballs at all four of them cops. Just, but they waited for the guy to get his ride.
Hello.
They waited for this guy to get a ride too.
Oh, Elton Jones.
No proof of insurance. So
yeah,
we'll see what
nothing illegal about being an asshole. Beep. But
No,
on that note,
yeah.
I want to thank the next super sticker. Thanks for the super chat. Okay, everybody, we're taking bets now. How long will it be till the next crash? Will it be 1 week, 2 weeks, or a month?
Well, what'd you say, Ruby? It was 5 years since the last one? 5 years since the last one?
Was it 5 years?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
it sure seems a lot sooner than that.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back, so it sounds like you're good for 10 years now.
I'm making up for it.
Right, Dan, right? We have Liz, the Digging Connect treasure hunter in the house. Hey, Liz. Hippie Explorer, thanks for the super chat, my friend.
Paparis, welcome. Paparis. Paparis.
We have 75 most excellent people in the house right now. Thank you very much for joining us. And they're all
Some
here
belly
because of
checkers.
Dan Hurd.
Yeah.
And us, of course. No, I'm just joking.
Robert
You're
Silva.
the star, Dan. You're the star, and well deserved, my friend. Well
They're here
deserved.
to look at your sexy face there, Ed.
Sorry, I don't want to break your monitors.
Now we thought you were going to be honest with us tonight, Dan.
Right, and here you go, lying to me in the audience already. I
I thought
didn't think you were that kind of
discuss
teacher.
this. So, as everybody knows, go ahead and pin them up, Ed. As everybody knows, we got Dan Hurd on tonight. Are you still teaching, Dan?
I am not teaching. I was
okay.
on leave for about 2 years from teaching, and just this last year they finally called me up and said, "Dan, are you coming back or not?" And I said, "No, I'm not coming
You're
back."
looking at your handful of gold nuggets and your teaching credentials and going, nah.
Yeah, I'm having too much fun doing this.
Oh, I'm
And
sure your students will miss you unless the students you did have known you are already gone and graduated. So
yeah, a lot of them have, because I was on leave for 2 years. Actually, most of those students that I was teaching had already graduated because I teach senior high. And yeah, that in this year would be the last year that any students at the school actually knew me in any way.
Right. So that brings up a question. How many of those kids that you taught in your classes are now doing this?
I've found a few. I'm get rid of my hat. I don't need my hat. Ugh, get rid of that.
Okay.
I have found a few that are out there in the industry, either working small placer operations or going in to be GOs. A few people, quite a few that take it on as a hobby for sure. And then there are a few out there that I run into periodically on the river and in
Cool.
the community. And yeah, there's a few. There are a few.
Yeah.
And I get lots of comments too, comments on my videos that they like, I used to be your student. I'm like, awesome.
that's cool.
And that's really a cool feeling. If you've ever been any kind of teacher or anything like that, and later on in your years, you'll have somebody come up, hey, like with me, coach, how you doing?
Yeah.
And you look at him, you go, I guess what they don't understand is, for me anyways, they recognize me because I really haven't changed. I was already old when they knew me, right?
Yep.
So, but when I knew them, they were little kids, and now they're grown adults, and we're trying to figure out who they are. But it's such a great feeling when you see what you've done. It helps,
Yeah.
May not change their life, but it helps.
It's nice seeing them too. Just
Yeah.
And a lot of students that I taught were already mostly adults, because I taught senior high, so they were 16, 17, 18. But I still have that same problem. They have to sort of remind me who they are quite often.
Mhm.
There was thousands I taught.
Right. They only have to remember one you.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, you got to remember all of them.
I'm gonna interject for a second. Our friend from the land down under, Brad Welch, he says, where is it? Oh, I looked over to my other monitor and I lost it for a second.
I must say, Dan,
that
is a magnificent beard you got going there.
Why, thank you.
That's the one, Jesse. That's the one.
I see it. It was right there in front of me. Hey, if you want to make it easier for us to see your comments or questions you have for Dan, tag us so that it highlights our name. We can look at it, easier for us to find also.
And I should mention to everyone out there too, because of the setup I have here, going through Zoom and everything, I can't see the chat going by. So Ed has been very gracious to say that if there's any questions for me, he's gonna either type them to me or repeat them. But if I'm ignoring your chat, please forgive me. I can't actually follow it while I'm here live tonight.
Right.
Well, we have to stop here for a second.
Yeah.
Say hi to our known Hollywood star, Brian Wilder, American Gold Prospectors. What's up?
Star and cameraman on Bering Sea Gold. And after that, I got give a couple of oh yeah super chat for my friend Liz, the Digging Canuck, and Teddy, who gave a super sticker earlier. Teddy Bear. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Teddy Bear. Greatly appreciated.
Awesome. Oh, look who showed our room up tonight. Showed up in our room tonight. I'll get it out. Mike Straub.
Radio.
Hurt. You're late.
What happened to you last week, Ronald?
But I see Mike Straub's in the room. Welcome, Mike.
Yeah, our good friend Mike. Good to see you, buddy. You'll get a demerit on your check, Ronald, for being absent last week or two and being late today.
Here, we got here just what we were talking about, Dan. DHZ says, Dan Hurd, thanks for the online lessons. Really got me started from your YouTube. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, DHZ, I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, and you carry that on by doing your YouTube videos and doing, showing people where and how, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's something you keep carrying with you. That's an awesome thing.
My buddy Sibo there constantly jokes that I went from having a class of 30 to having a class of 1 million. It's just I just changed where I teach now.
Yeah. Oh, Elton Jones, not Elton John, but Elton Jones. If someone in here doesn't have Dan Hurd, he has an amazing channel.
That's right.
That's right.
It. I've been subscribing, following Dan for years and years and years and years and years and years.
Me, it's been about 8.
About
9
probably
years.
9
since
years.
He first started. Yeah. Because that's it's funny because I've noticed that there's a lot of people in the community. We all pretty much started around the same time. I mean, you've got your Eds and your people have been doing it for 20, 30 years, but there's a large group of people that have been doing it for the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
That's and I think that's because of Gold Fever on TV when it was on the Outdoor Channel.
Yeah. Gold Rush and Bering Sea Gold and Alaskan Gold. What was the Alaskan one? But those shows all came out sort of all around the same time and really just made a culture around finding gold.
Right. Well, like I was just saying, I was watching Gold Fever on the Outdoor Channel.
Yeah.
So, and then right after I started doing that and got into this, all of a sudden the gold shows popped up, and there we are with the Gold Rush and all these other shows.
They're great. They're great. Some people will talk about them over dramatizing things, maybe faking a few things. I don't care about that. They have done a great job of getting interest out there, getting people hooked, getting interest, getting that excitement going. And I understand why they do what they do, because they're TV. They have to.
But drama sells.
Yep.
But my only thing that I would say against the shows themselves, I don't care about the drama because we all know it's drama. They don't show the reclamation enough. They don't show the fact that we do reclaim, we do bring that back. And I say this almost every show where we have you guys, TV people come on. We've had a few of them on too, and that's my biggest complaint is that these shows do not give the full picture, because the picture they show leads people to think that all we're doing is going around tearing up the land and going on to we're greedy old miners that are just going out for the gold and don't care about land and this and that, when that's furthest from the truth. And
I think anyone who lives off the land, BC, Jason works in the logging industry. Loggers have to take care of the land. They have to be good stewards. Miners have to be good stewards.
And
You
we
know?
know that this community understands and appreciates and does everything they can to do that. My problem is that the shows that everybody is watching, they don't
Don't
get
show
enough
it.
of that.
Yeah,
You know,
and then the
they
public
need to get a
the
little
public
more.
thinks that it's only what they've seen, and that's where it stops.
Right.
It's
And
perception.
yeah, yeah,
It's
and I get that
pure
all the
perception.
time. You know, I get
Yeah.
comments all the time about how we're raping the land, how we're
Right,
destroying the
right,
earth, how we're
right.
and you know, it's not fun to show us cleaning up. Like on the video, no one wants to watch me cleaning up, but
No,
we
no,
all do
and
it.
I agree. I agree. Nobody wants to watch it, but doesn't mean that you can't explain and show what you've done, where you were, explain what your process is, show the finished result. That doesn't take a lot, and I think these shows should be doing that more often. You know, because it's just something
Well,
that
that's one good thing. Like, the show Casey Morgan's on, Dave Turin's Lost Mines.
Right.
They did an episode of reclamation. You know, granted, it's a boring part of mining, but I have to agree with Jesse. It is necessary that they show that to the general public in a show of
right,
that kind.
Yeah.
right.
Andy
Especially,
Thrax has done a couple of really good episodes on his channel about
That's
cleaning up.
true.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
true. Way to go, Andy.
Yep.
Good job, Andy.
And hey, you come on this show and we're gonna push that on you. If you're doing YouTube videos, after you've been on here, I expect you to do that. A little bit here, a little bit there.
We do have a bunch of comments and questions.
Sure.
Our friend Paul, Hot Dog Diggs. Hey Dan, I used to pan in Mission Creek when I lived in Kelowna.
Kelowna.
Oh, okay. And your buddy Reg and our friend Reg. And we are glad you do teach us, Dan. I know I've learned a ton from you and can't begin to thank you for inspiring me to get into the. I'm going to cut it right there. It ain't a hobby, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
For some people, it's a hobby, Ed. Leave them
True,
alone.
but okay.
Mission Creek in Kelowna is amazing. It's a little river that runs right through the center of town, and like it's got houses right up to the edge of it all the way through, and it's got amazing gold in it sitting right there. It's one of the best gold panning creeks around, and basically open to anyone to go down there. It runs through a little regional park, but the park's people allow people to pan in it. The only time they actually shut down Mission Creek is when the Tokenie are spawning in it, and then they walk up down the creek and ask people not to. They're very polite about it. But
that's cool.
One of the best little panning creeks around.
Our friend Wes from Hippie Explorer. Dan, what video editing software do you use? You could explain then and now if you would.
Sure. I've been using a piece of software called Camtasia. Camtasia it was a teaching tool I used as a teacher. It's meant to record what you do on a computer, records the screen so that you can make tutorials and whatnot to teach other people how to use a certain program. But in Camtasia is all the editing software you could need for making videos. And because I learned on that, every time I tried to, switch over to something more mainstream like Premiere, I had a hard time because I knew the other one so well. I just had a hard time learning a new one. So I stuck with what I knew. And lately, in the last few years, I've actually hired an editor. So if you ever saw a real drastic change from, mediocre editing to nice editing, and I hired the editor.
You still do your own recording though, right?
Still do my own recording. Yeah, no cameraman. I still record it all, and then I pre-edit it. So I go and put it all together in a timeline and sort of how it all wants to fit together, and then ship it off to the editor, and he does the final touch up on it.
Right on.
Does the trim work?
Our friend from the land down under, Brad Walsh, she's a prospector metal detectorist. Uh, do you have stickers available to the general public, Dan?
I do have stickers on my website. Yeah, there's stickers, there's t-shirts, there's a little bit of merch like that there, along with all my stones and pay dirt and
Yeah,
all the
your
rest of it.
beautiful picture stone and
The picture stone, yeah.
one day when I get wealthier and more famous, I'm gonna buy some. Jefferson State Gold. As Dan, he has decided to on what? Ask Dan if he has. Okay, go ahead.
Ask Dan if he has decided on a favorite mat that is newer tech. I just met the owner of Dream Mat. I'm still convinced I'm hooked. Wait a minute. I'm still not convinced. I'm hooked on expanded metal and carpet.
Okay.
Let me just say one thing before.
I
before
used to be die hard Miners Moss and expanded metal. Die hard.
For me, before you go, Dan, for me, using expanded metal and carpet is a process that you would use if you're selling pay dirt, because then you got plenty of pay dirt to sell. If you're just going for the gold and not wanting a ton of extra material, Dream Mat's for me. I mean, that's all I can say about that.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. Expanded steel on Miner's Moss is going to do the job just fine. It catches everything you could possibly want. The problem with it is it leaves you a lot of cons, especially a lot of black sand cons, which, as everyone knows, it's so hard to get the gold out of the black sands.
Yeah, and that's fine if that's fine if you're taking your material and you're selling pay dirt. Because then you got your dirt, and you can say, "Look, I got it's real pay dirt."
But from the 25 minutes of doing a clean out with Miner's Moss, carpet, expanded metal, and all the traditional mediums, where Gold Hog and my favorite Dream Mat, the clean out is
quick, easy,
very quick.
I've used probably all of the major mats out there, even some of the minor ones, and they all work great.
They all do the job.
They do. If I had to say, if I had a favorite, I don't think I could choose between Dream Mats and Gold Hog mats. Even the Gold Owl mats work really well. What I like about the Dream Mats is they're dead simple because they already come cut to your right size. Basically, you just slam them in. Gold
and if
Hog
not, they're easy to cut.
Yeah, yeah. Gold Hog takes a bit more work putting them together. I do like the versatility of Gold Hog that, you can switch things around and actually make a mat that suits your setup. If you want it to tumble the material a little harder, you put a few more of those scrubber mats in, you can do that. But any of those modern mats work so well. It took me a long time to be sold on them, but I would not go back now.
Well, and that's the thing. Like for me, like when I started, knowing nothing, and as I learned, I realized, okay, this is old. It's centuries. It's thousands of year old method. If we were still working on 1,000-year-old methods on everything, we'd be still walking. So I believe in innovation, right? I believe in it. I'm not good at making it, but I believe in it. So I was looking for, when I started, I was looking for something light, easy. I'm old, my knees hurt, my back hurts. Don't want to put tons and tons of work and money for something I'm not able to do. So I always went for the smaller things. What's going to be easy? What's going to make it easy for me to get up and down the banks and stuff, that kind of stuff. And I ran into a few things, and I used all the Miner's Moss. And my first sluice was a Buckabilly. You can't beat a Buckabilly sluice here in Ohio, let me tell you. But yeah, it's that's a hard question. It's just
But you
your
know,
choice.
the reason expanded steel over miner's moss has been around for so long is it works.
Sure.
It just plain and simply works.
But you know what
But
else works?
it's got its drawback.
Right. You
Yeah.
know what else works? Just plain carpet.
Yep.
Well,
Exactly.
Indoor, outdoor
Burlap.
carpet,
Burlap works in it.
burlap.
Yeah.
I just commented to Rookie Gold Prospector. He says, I hear burlap's good or something like that. I go, back in the 1800s, that was high tech, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
2,000 years ago, sheep's wool was
Yeah,
high
you've heard of the
tech.
golden fleece, right?
You know.
So what other questions do you have for us there, Ed?
Oh, Nice Beard. When are you coming to Colorado, buddy? By Jonathan Brewer.
I think I'm flying over Colorado tomorrow, actually, but I'm on my way down to Tucson to the Rock and Gem show down there. And yeah, I think I saw on the map where the plane's going that we crossed the corner of Colorado. But no, I have no plans to go to Colorado in the near future. I am off to Tucson for about a week here, then back home. And after that, sometime in March, I am heading down to California.
Ooh.
Gonna go Cerro Gordo and check out the ghost town of the mine there.
Saragota, that'd be cool. Nice, nice. I'd love to go down and check out Saragota. The new owner of it seems like a really cool guy.
He does, doesn't he?
And
But unfortunately, Colorado isn't on the schedule yet.
Are you planning on doing more trips this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that I'm no longer working a 9 to 5 job for sure,
Right.
and I am healthy again, and this COVID crap has gone away, mostly, kind of. It is going to open the doors for a lot more travel coming up. So
Right.
I think I will be for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to have you down at Gold Rush Days in Ohio in September.
Yeah, you always have an
That would be
open
awesome.
invitation.
Yeah.
Also, MJ, she's a fellow Washingtonian. Dan, when are you going to show me where you and Jason are getting all that gold somewhere in Skagit? Remember, MJ, the Skagit flows into or comes out of British Columbia, so it could be very high up on the Skagit.
I've only been down with Jason once in Washington, actually prospecting. That was one of his mine sites way up in the Cascades. So yeah, in Washington, I've only actually been out gold hunting once. Most everything I do is in British Columbia, close to home.
There's some good ground in Skagit County, and don't ask me where, 'cause I ain't telling.
No
Keeping
Tell'em
that one
Creek.
secret.
No Tell'em Creek, yeah.
So, what got you started into prospecting? Is that something you always wanted to do? Something you started when you were young?
Sure, there's quite a story there.
Cool.
Yeah,
like
and
quite
I know a
stories.
lot of people will have heard this story. I've told it a few times over, but I started gold panning with my dad when I was like 12 or 13 or something. My dad would take me out on weekends or after work, and we'd go gold panning. Had a lot of fun. Really enjoyed doing that. But then I grew up, became a teenager, found other things interest me, discovered girls, all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
no!
Yeah,
Girls will
the
do
evil girls,
that.
yeah. And I stopped. I didn't gold pan anymore. I sort of abandoned my dad. He still did his thing. By the way, hi Dad. I see you're in the comments. And
Hi, Dad.
Hey,
yeah, he's out there somewhere.
Polly's here too. Hi, Dan's dad. Thanks for joining
Hey, there's
us.
Polly.
Hey, Polly, what's up?
Yeah, so I gold panned with my dad and really enjoyed it. But that was just when I was a young, early teens. And then when I had kids of my own, I remembered how much I enjoyed spending time with my dad doing that. So I took them out gold panning. And, yeah, they didn't really like it. It wasn't really for them, but I fell in love with it again. And from there, I just, never turned back. the boys went home and did their own thing, and I went out into the bush and did mine.
Let me ask you about that then. When you were their age going out, did you want to go out all the time with your dad, or was that just something you did because he made you?
Oh, when I was young, like, it was probably, 11, 12, 13, I loved going out panning with my dad. That was something that I really enjoyed doing. I think I probably, encouraged him to take me out more than he encouraged me to come with him. Because it was a lot of fun. And he was probably more into fishing than gold panning, but I didn't really like fishing, so that was something that we could do together.
See, your dad was really smart. I want to go fishing. I need to take him with me, but he doesn't like to fish. What can I get him to do?
Exactly.
Paying for gold. He can go paying for gold over here. I'm going to go fishing. Nice. Smart dad.
Although he was there panning for gold with me too.
Yeah. When you start finding gold and stuff, he goes, oh, yeah, I'm going over there. I'm not catching anything anyways.
Well, I like how he gets involved with your hard rock mining and stuff, with your crusher setup and your mill setup.
Yeah, that's true, Graveyard. Graveyard Prospecting said the gold is where the fish are.
That's true. I've talked about it before. I knew a fly fisherman who would take his fly rod with him prospecting, and wherever he caught a fish, he would do a sample pan.
Yeah, Moto says, my dad didn't like to fish. I went fishing with Papa instead.
And I saw Paul popped into the comments there. If he's still there, hi Paul. Hopefully having fun down in New Zealand. Hopefully you're feeling better.
Oh, are you gonna hop to Australia also? Did you take that arrowhead with you? Give to whoever I was gonna give it to, Sean or Chris? I forget who, Paul. Have fun in New Zealand. Get your dredge on, buddy.
Yeah, that looks like so much fun. Those guys down there with Abyss there, they are having so much fun, getting so much great gold.
Excellent.
Such clear, nice water.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
I'd love to go to South Island, New Zealand, and do some dredging. One of these days, if and when I ever get as famous as you two.
Ollie says, hey, y'all, it's good here. Super pumped. Finally get out. Good.
Yeah, It's unfortunate. Paul got sick on the plane ride over, and as soon as he landed, had to have that dreaded COVID test, and it came up positive. And just when you get to your adventure, you have to take a break at the very beginning. That's got to suck. I feel bad for you, Paul.
Paulie said he's gonna find more gold than you, Dan.
He always does. He always does. I was watching his video earlier today, just dreaming about finding pieces like he does.
Yeah. Willie Shiny Gold, welcome.
Ooh, Dan? No. My wife wants to know if you're more into gemstones than gold.
Probably about 50-50. Lately, the gemstones and rocks and stuff have been a bit more of my focus than gold, because they're a little bit easier to find. Finding gold is hard. Finding gold is hard and a lot of work. So it's a little easier on the body to go looking for the rocks, and I think that's one of the reasons I've been doing a lot more of it.
What are your main gemstones that you find in your area?
Well, there's the ocean picture stone. Of course, I brought some show and tell here.
The what?
Yeah.
Picture stones?
Picture stone.
Yeah.
Ocean picture stone. Yeah.
I'll show you the video.
What is that? What does that mean?
It's when you cut it.
Yeah.
When you cut it, slice it open, it'll show pictures. You know how agate does?
It's not dyed. You know some of them stones, how they dye them and make them look pretty.
I'll show you the video.
Naturally how it comes out of the ground. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think the camera's picking up the color though, because this is a very bright blue, but I don't think it's coming through as such.
You'll see it.
Beautiful.
You'll see
it. It is beautiful, Ruby. Beautiful.
Yes.
And so that's my favorite one up here for sure, because We own the quarry. It's our bread and butter. We sell it. That's definitely our favorite. But we have lots of other things. What was that?
Willie Shiny Gold is wondering, is Dan visiting claims to do some desert prospecting while in Arizona, or just here for the show?
I hope so. A couple of my friends are down there. You may know the camping couple. They're YouTubers, and they're out doing some digs in the desert. And they said they would take me out and show me some of the sites down there and take me on some digs. So I'm really looking forward to doing more than just the show.
Very cool.
Does he ever play Santa Claus?
I never have played Santa Claus, although I've been mistaken for Santa Claus many times over.
I bet.
Have you met our bad Santa?
Bad Santa? No.
Yeah, have you met our bad Santa? We have a bad Santa. His name is Ray Russo.
Ray Russo. He's a fellow YouTuber. He's been on Weather Channel's Frozen Gold.
Right.
He's quite the character. We love him. But yes, we call him Bad Santa.
Polly goes, Dan will play Santa and I'll play Vampire Grinch.
Yep. We got it naturally there, Paul. Both of us.
Oh, and the Admiral, the numismaniac from Canada, he does Santa every year.
Oh. So what else you got for us? What else do you want to know?
Come on, no holds bar, no secrets.
Come on,
here.
Ed, you ask me a question. What have you always wanted to know about me?
Oh wow! After all these years, well, you've answered a lot of stuff. Do you mind me stealing some of your projects from your do-it-yourself stuff? Because I have like your Saruka and
everyone's
others.
welcome to do those. Everyone's welcome. That's why they're there.
I mean, that's why you would put those on there, right? If you didn't want people to do them, you wouldn't put them on there, showing people how to make them.
Oh yeah, and Pioneer Polly took it right out of my mouth. What size feet do you have?
12 and a half. 12, really. Yeah, I don't know. Is that big? That's probably fairly large. I am fairly tall. I'm 6'2". Everyone is, when they meet me in person, is surprised about how tall I am.
Right, because you don't look tall on your videos.
That's because you only ever see this much of me.
Well, that's true too. That's true too.
How tall are you again?
6'2".
Oh, you're up there. The numismaniac's wondering, what's your favorite beard oil?
Beard oil. I do have a few. I'm not sure if I have a favorite one. I have whatever was given to me for Christmas. But yeah, I do use beard oil once in a while. And yeah, if I don't, that's when it's gone all wild and crazy. And you see that on a lot of videos. You know, that is one thing about basically living my life on the road. I'm home for about 3 days a week. I'm on the road for about 4 days a week, all through the spring, summer, and fall. And if you see a video from the 4th day of me being on the road, this thing is wild. There's no taming it. So
it's out this way.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of devil, Ray Russo says beard oil, yuck.
It's not for everyone, is it, Ray? What products do you use on that beard?
Oh, just your typical, shampoo and conditioner when I'm washing it, then some beard oil. And if I need to keep it looking good when I'm going out or doing something like a live thing on YouTube, I do use hairspray in it.
I think they're jealous.
Together.
They might be, Ruby.
Is that why all the beard questions?
I don't think I could grow a beard that long. I can grow my hair that long. Heck, I couldn't even grow anything on my face.
This is it. This is it, dude, right here.
I couldn't grow anything on my face until I was like 32. It's pathetic. Now, How do you like the Similkameen?
Similkameen is good. It has a lot of fine gold in the lower Similkameen. The upper Similkameen has a lot of coarser gold. Lot of black sand. I don't know of any river that has as much black sand as we find on the Similkameen River. Reg is out there. Reg will attest to that. He went panning when he came over to BC here on the Similkameen, and it's almost like you're panning in pure black sand. It's crazy, but a
Wow.
lot of good gold, and it is one of the more pleasant rivers around. Like, it's just nice and sunny, and it's a slowish river, but great for swimming in. Good for fishing. It's a great
Are
little
you
river.
allowed to go anywhere? Are you allowed
It's
to go anywhere and do that?
it's claimed from the top to the bottom for sure. There is one panning reserve, so the place that the public can go and pan on it. There are a couple of parks that they allow panning in, but most of the river is claimed.
I know. I love what little there is of the Similkameen in Washington and the Okanagan. I love it. And it has some rich high benches too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And
Now,
I'm not
Speaking of black
sure if you guys
sand,
are allowed to dredge in Washington, but I do hear that a lot of
they
people do dredge the Similkameen
they
across the
used
border.
to dredge it a lot, but recently they've went the way of California and Oregon and
now that's
BC,
recently too, didn't it?
which is sad to say because I used to have a lot of good dredging spots back home in Washington.
Yeah.
Now, another question from our friend down under, Brad. Dan, what is the biggest bit of AU found using a sluice?
Well, I have some show and tell for you.
All right, here's the gold corn.
I happen to have the biggest nugget I've found, which it's not huge, but for me in my area, it's massive. I'm almost embarrassed to show it to an Australian, but that there is just over 8 grams. I'm not sure how well the camera.
I wouldn't show an Australian any of my gold.
And from about 10 feet away from that one came this guy here too, which is a 4 grammer.
Nice.
Paul was with me when I found that one. And that was actually the first nugget of any significant size I ever found. And since this one, I've found a lot more on this claim. But yeah, there's my two.
When I was in cahoots in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Dan, with my friend Daryl Grimbley, we had a prospecting store called Paystreak Enterprises. There was a gentleman that came in who had a claim in the Okanagan off the Similkameen. He showed me a nugget he found. It was an off-stream claim. It was a high bench. The thing made my mouth drop to the floor. It was probably 8 inches long, looked like a flippin' banana. And he goes, "There's no gold in Washington," and he winks at me. I'm like, "Oh my
was
God."
this Similkameen in Washington then?
Yeah, it was a high bench around Nighthawk, Washington, off the Similkameen.
Okay, yeah, because down that far in the Similkameen, most of the gold is very fine.
Whatever I dredge, biggest I found was a picker. Not many nuggets, a lot of fine gold, and like you said, a ton of black sand.
Yeah.
But
But some of the feeder creeks up high on the Similkameen, like nuggets, are not unheard of for sure, and some extremely rich pockets too.
Yeah.
So what do you use? What do you use for your black sands? Do you have anything special that you use to get rid of your magnetites and magnetics and stuff?
I have all of the toys for sure. I've got those magnetic separators, a blue bowl, Miller tape. I use a pan. I just pan it out.
You just pan it out.
If it's ridiculously heavy in black sands, I will use a magnet, just one of the plunge magnets. And you have to be careful. You have to do it properly so you're not catching gold. But I will use a plunge magnet if I need to. But even though I have all the toys, I prefer just panning it out.
Hey, some people enjoy panning, some people don't.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind the cleanup panning. I don't mind it at all. And typically, I'm doing small amounts. I'm not doing huge volumes. So that probably makes a big difference too.
Right. Now I know you love the Garrett Super Sluice pan, but what's
only pan to go?
Even for cleanup, even for your cleanup,
yeah.
Okay.
Even the Garrett 10-inch pan, I prefer the 15-inch for cleanup. It gives you a big, flat, wide bottom to work with, and having that big area at the bottom gives you a lot more leeway, a lot more forgiveness. If a flake starts crawling back that's not supposed to crawl back, you can leave it for a while before you have to deal with it. Just having such a big open area makes all the difference.
Yeah, I like my big Garrett pan.
We have a friend in here, Rock Butcher, Jim. He's another Canadian. Dan, are you happy with the deal you did with Grizzly Mining? Did he get a reasonable NSR?
Yes, I am very happy with that deal, for a lot of reasons. Biggest of which is I've made a whole bunch of new friends. The people at Grizzly are great. I get access to the knowledge that I would never have before, and they have been so helpful working with me. The Midway Mine and the Ocean Picture Stone Quarry are on the same claim. One's a gold mine, one's a rock quarry. They're on the same claim. And the Midway Mine is actually a very rich deposit, but it's not something I would ever be able to utilize. I'd never be able to develop it on my own. The rock quarry, I have lots of plans for. So part of the deal we're working with Grizzly is they get the rights to explore the Midway Mine and develop it into a gold silver mine. But as part of that, they are going to help me with the quarry. And they can get the permits needed. They have the machinery. They have the machine operators. They can go and extract the stone that I wouldn't be able to extract. And as part of the deal, they're going to do that for me. So I did get some money. I got some money for them to, go and basically have the Midway Mine property.
That's the first part.
Yeah, the money actually was not important to me. I even mentioned a few times that I could even give up the money if they could help me really get that quarry going. But no, they were happy to pay me a bit, and it's an option agreement. It's a 3-year option agreement, so they pay me a bit at the beginning and a whole lot more at the end if they want to keep it in the end. If in the end they decide there's no mine in it for them, they just return it to me. But no, the deal is good. I'm really happy with the deal. And the exploration they've done already, and they've only had it for 6 months now. And in that time, they have come up with some really good assay results. I can't really quote the official numbers here just because I don't remember them. But I don't even know what the number. I remember it was, I don't know. The early numbers were 70 grams per ton gold and 1,500 grams per ton silver in one of their assays. But since then, they've more than doubled those numbers. They found some other ones that were even much higher than that. What was it?
Dan froze.
Uh-oh, we froze? We're not moving? We're talking.
Oh, we're not froze.
I'm moving on my screen.
Yeah.
It's just you. You're froze. But no, to finish off that, I'm extremely happy with that deal. I know a lot of people in the comments thought I was getting screwed over with it. But unfortunately, what people see and hear in my videos is never the whole story. That's only ever the tip of the iceberg. So yeah, very happy.
Nice. Congratulations, Dan.
Thank you.
Now, here's a question for you. If you could go anywhere in the galaxy, no holds bar, I don't care if it's national monument, state capitol, national parks, wherever. No limits.
You want me to say that I'm going to go mining Fort Knox, don't you?
What if that's where you want to go? But there's no gold there anymore.
I hear that. Yeah.
Where would you go?
Well, I think I just did that. There has been a gemstone spot that has always intrigued me so much that I had to go do it. And about 3 months ago, I was able to book a flight to Hawaii and go and check out the green gemstone beach of the south point of the Big Island of Hawaii. And that was a trip of a lifetime for sure.
I bet.
Nice.
I bet it was. I bet it would have been really cool to be there and watch that happening.
Oh, it was
seeing that.
Oh, it was so much fun, so awesome to see. And of course, I'm in Hawaii. Like I'm working, but in Hawaii. It's just everything came together and it was so good. One of the questions I get a million times over is where was Dana? Unfortunately, Dana, we are a family of redheads. We don't take sun well. And Dana and the kids really don't take sun.
Dan. I can relate to that.
Yeah, so they didn't want to go with me to Hawaii. I offered, I said, please come. Now, Dana does still work, so she works a 9 to 5 job, and that was during her work schedule. But they didn't really want to come with me. But I had a lot of fun on my own. And there's sort of a standing invitation to the rest of the family. Any trip I do, they're welcome to come and encouraged to come.
Uncle Dan, when are we going?
Yeah. Will you adopt me, Dan?
But that was my dream trip for sure. Australia has so many things I want to see, and that will happen one day too.
I believe it.
The gold nuggets that you see them detecting are just unbelievable. Now, of course, I know those are shows, whether they're YouTube shows or TV shows. They're still shows, but I understand that. But I'd still love the experience to go do that. The opals in Australia really fascinate me.
Oh, me too. I love that.
I do have some opal miners that are regulars. We could probably hook you up with some people.
Yeah, when I decide to go and buy that ticket to Australia, I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of people that are sort of ready to take me out and show me the ropes out there.
Holly says go with him Lightning Ridge in March.
Yeah, and we have some friends that have some land in Lightning Ridge, some opal mines.
Oh, I'd love to do that. Love to. And of course, the biggest reason to go to Australia is to go see Chris from Vogus Prospecting.
Yeah.
He is one of my favorite YouTubers. Sorry, Paul. Paul is my favorite YouTuber. Too. Chris is my second favorite.
I happen to like Chris, Paulie's, you, of course. There's so many out there. I can't really pin down a favorite. There's so many.
Yeah, it seems wrong saying that too, because I can't really say he's my favorite because they all have their own niches that make I like watching for certain things.
Right. They each have their individual thing that you want to hang out with them to find out about.
Yeah, and they all have their own personalities.
Right, exactly. That's like trying to when someone asks you, so you mine with all these people, who would you like to mine with next? Who would be the one person you really couldn't go with anybody else? Who?
It'd be Chris. I gotta go.
Chris?
Yeah, I gotta go hang out with Chris one day.
Chris is awesome.
I'm hoping to hang out. I'm hoping to do something with Jeff Williams as well. Unfortunately, it didn't work out this trip down to Tucson. I contacted him, but he's busy right now. I would have driven up to wherever he's at to hang out with him for a day, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. I see Paul's comment. Paul just said that Chris smells like fart. There's Paul for you.
Hey, Paul, you need to get your nose out of his butt.
Oh.
Hey, I see Sibo finally made it on.
Yeah, he's been on for a while.
Has he? Yeah, I haven't actually been watching the chat here. I feel wrong looking down when everyone's looking at me here. But
it's all right. We got it over here. You don't
excellent.
Catch it.
Yeah, so it was unfortunate I couldn't go do anything with Jeff while I was down there, because I know I'm just a few hours away from him, but he was busy. Maybe some other the next trip. Maybe when I go down to Cerro Gordo, he'll have some time.
Right. Jeff, like you, Polly, Chris, are all very busy now.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy how busy this YouTube thing makes you. It's just
I was just going to ask you.
I
was just going to ask you about that. When you started doing YouTube, I'm sure you were thinking, okay, I'll just do some YouTube videos, show a little this, a little that, and then all of a sudden you got people following you, and you're going, oh, people like me. I think I'll do more, and then more, and now you're what? What did you say earlier, Ed? 3 million?
No, I have 1 million subscribers.
A
million subscribers. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just recently clicked over.
And it's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is. And you know, I hate that I can't respond to everyone, because some people take that. Some people are offended that they'll message me and I won't message them back. But this was
like
about
for
2
8
years
years
ago. Yeah, this is about 2 years ago. Yeah, exactly. I calculated all of the different streams that I get messages on, like YouTube comments, Facebook messages, emails. It came out to 1,500 a day on average.
Wow.
And I might maybe get back to 100 of them. Like I doubt I get back to 100. It's probably more around 20 or 30 a day. So I just can't get even close to responding to everyone.
Well, here, Polly says, sometimes I message you naughty things, Danny, and you don't respond.
I always respond to Polly, even his naughty things. Paul is great, by the way. As you can probably see with these interactions here, Paul and I have become quite good friends over the years, and I absolutely love hanging out with Paul. We're very different. He's very young, I'm very old. We're like black and white, night and day, but we work well together, and it's so fun hanging out with him, even when he gets a little crazy. As always. Let's face it, it's always. But
yeah, very, very, very artistic, I have to say.
Yes.
I mean, with his videos and stuff, he does a lot of cool stuff with his videos.
Oh, he edits himself, and he is an amazing editor. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about Paul's videos.
I have much respect for Paulie. Yeah, and when I get up to BC, I would love to be able to get out with you, Paulie, Andy Thrax, Sibo Brother, Moto Mining. There's a big handful of you BCers
There's so many from BC,
that I would
isn't there?
love to go out and meet on the river.
Yeah, BC is a real little hotspot for prospectors and mining and YouTubers and everything.
Hey, Benzo. Benzo's in the house.
Benzo bro.
So we know you're into gold and gems. What other type? Do you do any other type of treasure hunting?
A little bit of metal detecting. Never. The beach detecting or park detecting stuff. Never really that easy to make videos of that. Not very. I don't find what I'm doing when it's beach detecting or park detecting is very entertaining, or I'm finding unique enough things to make it worth people's time to watch. So I still do the odd metal detecting video once in a while. Most of my metal detecting is definitely for gold nuggets. That's the majority of it. And other type of treasure hunting, I don't know if there's much out there else that I do for treasure hunting other than the rocks and gems, the gold, a little bit of detecting, a bit of fossil hunting.
We consider a lot of things treasure hunting. I mean, even auctions and flea markets are a form of treasure hunting.
Oh, absolutely.
Bottle digging, bottle dump digging, even trash dump digging, even that you can pull out some treasures.
Hey, I think we have a repeat question though. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Let's get on it.
It's on Dream Mat. Our buddy Stony Creek Spark Chaser was wondering, how do you like Dream Mat?
Dream mats are great.
He's already
I think we
brought
answered
it
this
up.
question earlier. The
We
dream
did.
mats, gold hog mats, gold owl mats, they're all amazing mats. And I can't really say one works better than the others. They all have their place. But I think all the new modern mats are superior, especially for hobbyist type stuff, than the expanded over moss.
They've all got their reason, their purpose, their abilities.
Big industrial operations, big placer operations, yes, I can still see using expanded over moss, although I have seen great results as well with modern mats too.
Well, I'll take the clean out from a modern mat over old miner's moss and expanded metal any day.
Yep.
Because to me, it's runtime.
It depends on what you're doing.
Well, yeah, but I'm not selling pay dirt like a lot of our other YouTuber friends. So if I could cut down a clean out with what I used to swear by, miner's moss and expanded metal, to a fraction of the time with a medium like I use now, I get more runtime, hence more gold. So it's no brainer.
Yep.
Yeah, my buddy Tyler, he's running gold hog mats in his big wash plants. Like he's got big trommels running like I forget how many thousands of yards an hour. It's a lot, and he's running gold hog mats in his sluices and doing just fine with them. Like doing really well.
Oh yeah, Dream Mat. In fact, Dream Mat was the first modern mats that I used. I spent hundreds of dollars on Dream Mats, and I don't use them anymore. I mean, I just don't. I find that I'm with my. I meant gold hog.
Okay.
Gold hog mats. I started with those as the first mats that I used, right? And I liked them. They were great, and they did the job because I didn't want to carry home buckets and buckets of material. I wanted it done. And I just take a little bit home.
Then what are all them buckets back there?
Those are test buckets.
Every miner has piles of buckets. They have to.
Yeah. Well, and here's what's funny about that. Those 7 buckets that I had back there, I kept them from running other materials. And these people know this story too. But the first time I got Dream Mat, I'm one of the beta testers with Dream Mat. I've been following Dave since he did the huge monster sluice box with that pattern in it, right? But I got my first Dream Mat. I had like 7 buckets of material that I'd run every hog mat, over miners, everything that was there. I just kept running, kept pulling gold out, and that was the first thing I was told: don't throw your dirt away until you get all the gold out of it. So I'm stuck with 7 buckets and I keep running. But I got that Dream Mat. I put that in it was a 12 by 36. 12 by 36, the original Dream Mat. And I ran that material through that Dream Mat and found probably close to as much gold as I'd found in the previous runs. From finding it in the creek, from rerunning it, pulling out piece here, piece there. I was just so amazed at how much gold I found after I ran those buckets again. I said, okay, I'm sold. Until something comes out better, this is what I'm using.
I love Dream Mats. They're great. Yeah.
That's just that easy, so I know you guys have all heard that story before, but I don't know if Dan did.
Abyss Dredging says, Dan, come to New Zealand. We will get you on some crazy candy.
After seeing what you guys are doing and what Paul and Chris and everything are doing with you down there, I would love to, absolutely love to.
Is Chris Bogas over in New Zealand with Paulie right now? I know he went on a plane.
I think he's gone back now. He was there with Paul though.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm surprised Chris ain't here right now. Chris, where are you, buddy?
He's probably sleeping.
Oh,
Furthest out of the
Yeah,
world.
right.
well, yeah, but it's what time is it there, Brad? Like almost noon, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going the other way. I was expecting it to be like
Maybe
oh
he's
no.
working. Maybe he has a
Yeah.
job.
He's probably out filming, making the
That
next
could be
episode for us.
another most excellent video by Chris Bogus. You know,
Yeah.
I like his editing style.
I will take Abyss up on that one day. That looks amazing.
Oh, heck yeah.
Now, Ohio Relic Hunter asks, what is the largest cleanup from sluicing to date, Dan?
44 grams, I think, maybe 45.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be my best. That was over a couple days for sure. Fraser River, really hot spot. We did very well, and that was a
I know
lot
you
of
love
fun.
that Fraser River, don't you?
Oh, I love the Fraser.
Yeah.
I did a video, and you guys will see it in a few weeks. It's not out yet, but just a couple days ago of my first pan of the year. Yeah, strangely enough, it was the end of January before I did my first pan. But I went out to the Fraser, and it was freezing cold. It was unbelievably cold. I was like frozen to the core, but I had to get a pan done. And I ended up doing 2 pans, and only 2 pans on the trip because it was so cold. And I came out with 0.28 of a gram in 2 pans.
Nice.
The Fraser
Very
is
nice.
so amazing. And right now the water is so low that I can get to spots that are never touched. And that's why it was so good. But yeah, love the Fraser.
Nice, Moto. 40 grams in 40 hours. Was that on Vancouver Island, Moto, or mainland? Ellsworth, hello. Say hi to the girls, buddy.
Ellsworth Carl, what's up? Haven't seen Ellsworth in a while.
That's a great take, Dan. Boy.
Yeah.
And
If that richness of that grade continued, God, I could do a lot on that. But unfortunately, it was one little rock that I could just see the black sand that was washing out behind the rock, and you could just tell it was rich. Yeah.
the Fraser is pretty much, well, we all know sluicing's not allowed in British Columbia, along with dredging and stuff. I heard dredging is allowed within corporations with the right permits, though. Is that true in BC, or is that all disinformation?
Technically, you can get dredging permits here in BC. They are extremely rare and extremely hard to get. And if you actually follow all the rules that they set out to get dredging permits, it's pretty much impossible.
Okay.
But technically you can get dredging permits, and there are one or two around.
Do they have the words like if you do all this, we may give you a permit, or is it we shall?
No, it's a definite we may.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, do everything you got to do. Maybe we'll give you one.
Maybe.
I love them laws, huh?
Oh, and it's ridiculous. Not ridiculous. That's not the right word. It's very hard to meet the requirements to actually get to the point where they may give you a permit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Thomas Pennyweight, folks, what's up?
That guy is a hard-working dredger right there. Yep, Jonathan Friend popped in.
Yep. Yeah, well, Thomas folks, man, you need a dredger to dredge for you in the rivers. Yeah, right there's the man.
Yeah.
Okay, all you people out there, you got to give me questions. What have you always wanted to know about Dan Hurd?
Do it now. No holds bar. No holds bar. Remember.
Yep.
He wants some good questions, somebody.
Come on.
Sibo, ask me something.
My questions get stale after a while. Same questions over and over. I can't think of new ones anymore.
Dan, do you watch pay dirt reviews?
A few. There's a lot of them out there, that's for sure. There's a lot of them,
Right.
but I do watch a
Right.
few. Yeah, I love Clash's stuff. I watch a lot of Clash
Oh yeah, Shane
reviews.
Clash.
Oh, Clash, yeah,
Another good
I
guy.
like it.
Inside Ben Prospecting, Dan. Favorite way to look for gold?
Probably metal detecting,
It's
but it has
easiest.
to be on the right spot.
Right.
Nice thing about metal detecting is it's easier on you. Walking around swinging a metal detector is a lot easier than digging with a shovel or down on your hands and knees crevicing. So I think that's my favorite way. I have gone sniping with Paul a few times, and that is fun. That's a lot of fun. But I find being underwater is not necessarily for me. I get cold easily. My jaw hurts breathing through that snorkel all the time. It's just not quite as much fun as Paul probably has. Paul's so used to it. But metal
Right.
detecting is a hoot.
Yeah,
Um,
Jefferson State Gold wants what geological adventures are you on to next?
Oh,
I know you just put a couple videos out here last week or so, right? On your claim there, scouting around. What did you see and what did you find that you didn't put on your video?
oh, of which one? Which video?
You make me look.
It'll making you look.
You're gonna make me look. It's the one you just did last week. And didn't you just
Oh,
put two of them, right?
okay,
Where you were
probably.
out, you were doing the tailings, that tailing pile. Or the dump pile, I mean. You were up on top of you were looking for the mine.
Oh, okay. Yes, the copper mine. The copper mine.
Yeah,
That
the
was
copper mine. I'm sorry. Yeah, the copper
Yeah,
mine.
that was just a fun sort of exploration. I was just out having fun checking out the old copper mine. I
Right.
really do believe that copper is going to be a very big, important metal moving forward. Uh, uh,
I can see that.
I get to go. I just got back from the big mining conference here in BC, the AME Roundup that they call it. It's all about mineral exploration, and we got to see a lot of technical talks and whatnot. And a few of them talked about the critical minerals that are moving forward, Canada's critical minerals, what they're looking for. And everyone thinks of lithium for batteries or gold for cell
Right.
phones or all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But
Right.
the one that keeps popping up and I keep seeing over and over again is this copper. And the problem that we're going to have with copper really soon here, all these other metals, if you look at the charts of how much we're producing versus how much we need, like need is always way above what we're producing, but what we're
Right.
producing of all these other metals is all going up. We're getting more and more as we bring on more mines, as we do better, we get more and more metals. We always need more than what they're producing. But
Sure.
the difference with copper is the chart of how much we're producing and they're planning to produce in the future with the given mines that we have right now isn't going up. It's actually going down. We've hit the peak of how much copper we can pull out of our existing mines. And copper mines are working lesser and lesser grades to keep the mine going, but they're having to work harder to get less material out of the ground. And the need for copper is skyrocketing, but what we're producing is diving. So there's going to be a huge mismatch very soon of copper production versus need. And okay, lots of people will argue about the electrification of vehicles. Doesn't matter whether you are for or against electrification of vehicles, the demand for copper is still there. And it's
Yeah,
more than just
because it's not
electrification.
just cars.
It's
Not
not
just cars.
cars.
It's
The
every
big
piece of electronics you have in your house,
Yeah.
from appliances to your car.
There's two big draws out there that have nothing to do with cars at all. The US power grid is on the verge of collapse. There is
Oh,
not
right.
enough
Yeah.
transmission lines out there to get the power to the people. The power to the people. Yeah. They have to fix the transmission lines. That's going to use far more copper than we have coming out of the ground. The other big one is the big third world cities. And you don't even have to go third world. The big cities out there that are developing, getting into more modern power structures, plumbing, everything. Just look at, Mexico City, huge cities that are modernizing. They need so much copper to do that we just don't have it coming out of the ground. And so that's why I say copper is the next big metal. It's going to be, the price is going to skyrocket.
Unless, of course, they rediscovers Tesla's.
Yes, yes,
in that case,
or if they get fusion power working properly. Like if they always say it's 30 years out. It doesn't matter when it is. It's always 30 years away. But if they actually get that technology, that will help our copper needs a lot.
Right. Well, you realize, I mean, even right now, NASA is talking about nuclear rockets that they will be able to shoot from outer space, travel long distances, and come back on nuclear power. So yeah.
Fusion power will be a game changer if it ever turns out to work. We won't need power transmission lines. We can produce the power we need in our cities right where we need it.
Right.
Yeah.
Another Rock Butcher had a question here a minute ago. Let me see if I can find it again.
Polly says he wants to snipe on Mars. We're going to send Polly to Mars.
Yeah.
I'll buy the ticket for you.
Let's see, where'd he go? Let's see. Rock Butcher. What is the geological name of the blue mineral on your ocean picture stone?
It's actually unbelievably simple. It's quartz. It's a chalcedony. It's a type of quartz that has been naturally dyed blue by a trace element. I think it's like cobalt or something like that that's in there. It's not enough to mine. It's a tiny, tiny trace, but it dyes it blue. And it's just
enough to dye.
Yeah, just simply quartz. The brown or gray rock is technically a serpentine. I say technically because it doesn't look like any serpentine anyone's ever seen before, but chemically it's a serpentine. And yeah, it's just quartz and serpentine. That's all it is.
And let's see. C105 10 Blazer. Dan, what do you conclude with Trout Creek? There was never really any conclusions from you. I saw where Andy stated that part had been previously mined.
There's definitely some of that was previously mined. I don't know if as much as Andy thinks was mined was actually. I think the grades may have just been lower than we hoped, even in the unmined spot. Although we can definitely tell some of the sections were mined. Unfortunately, that wasn't something we could tell until we dug.
Right.
The front side where Andy was digging, we never really had much hope for. It was kind of an afterthought. When I put the permits in, I actually put the permits in for the backside where hopefully SIBA will dig. And we got all the plans and permits and everything for where SIBA wants to work. And then Andy called me up and said, "Hey, Dan, I'd like to get in on this." And so in the last second, basically, we threw together some pits on the front side or a pit on the front side that Andy could work. And I didn't put those in my original plans because I knew the grades up front weren't as good as the grades in behind. But it did give us another place to explore. We could always get surprised with something we weren't expecting. The plans that we had in place for the front were sort of last minute, just tossed together, and we could have done better putting the plan together. I tried to limit the environmental impact of that site by using the existing tailings pond, the existing sort of wash plant site, and then a new pit that was a farther distance away. But having the pit so far from the wash plant made a logistical nightmare. But we didn't have to clear cut any more ground. We actually could utilize the ground that was already cleared. In the end, we should have cleared a new spot and put the wash plant closer. We should have. But unfortunately, it just wasn't in the ground where we hoped it would be. The gold wasn't there.
Right. Yeah, that happens, right? That's why
I have talked with
Real-
another miner who says the grades that we were pulling, he could make money at if he put in a large wash plant, large machinery. I think we were getting like
You mean
0.2 grams per ton or something like that. And he says he could actually make that pay with big machines. But the small operation we had, no.
okay? More money.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, bigger machines means more money you got to put into it. So then, you know, I
More
mean,
volume, and that's the other problem with the Trout Creek site is the volume is limited. That bench is not all that big. So even if he could make money on those grades, he probably couldn't on that volume of that grade.
right.
Yeah.
Not a member, I love your collaborations with Mount Baker Mining. Do you have more planned?
Lots. I'm going down to California with Jason from Mount Baker. We're gonna go to Cerro Gordo together, and then maybe even a few other sites afterwards. And now that we've got this relationship sort of across the border, and he is very close to us, like just across the border, I can see utilizing, his equipment and stuff for a lot more tests in the future. And I have lots of plans for him to come up here to Canada to do some exploration with us. So we'll be doing lots together. I really love working with Jason.
So back to my question. So we're able to get around really easy. Was there stuff that you found or saw that you didn't put on your video that was kind of exciting? Maybe you wish you would have.
In that copper video?
Yeah.
Not
You said
really.
copper. You started going off on copper.
Yeah, exactly. My tangent. Not really. Everything exciting I found, I put in that video. I guess
Okay.
the only thing that didn't make the video is I was looking for those adits that I never found. I
Right.
actually found them, but they had been collapsed in on purpose, like they had been reclaimed. That one spot where I said, I think this was an old adit,
Right.
it was the main entrance.
Ah,
And when I went back and looked at the maps, it was pretty clear that where I was
that was it.
was it. Yeah. Now, I
So
did recently also talk with someone that knows that hillside better than me, and he said there are still open adits that they didn't collapse, and he's in the spring going to take me up there and show me. So we might find some others.
yeah. So again,
I would, yeah, he's in the. I'm not sure where that is actually, so I couldn't tell you. I know he's about 30 minutes south of Abbotsford because that's where I crossed the border, and he's about half an hour from the border. So, yeah. I see Paul says that we should that him and I should do a meet and greet in the States, in the US sometime. And yeah, I totally think we should. We should do more of that for sure. We got to find a time that Paul and I can go down there together and do that.
there's a happening in July.
Yeah, the problem is, just saying that we're going to go do a meet and greet in the States. Well, the US is a very big place. It's not like we can just cross the border and say, hey, we're here, come say hi.
Yeah, if you guys were to go, hey, we're gonna be at such and such place on this weekend, come out and hang out, they'll come. You know, build the field, they'll come. There was something I wanted to ask you about 2 minutes ago, and
kind of lost.
Oh, was a good one too. Oh, no.
I see Paul is now texting me messages too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
See, he says that's why he doesn't like to come in and chat in the room, because he becomes the guest.
Yeah.
Per se, you know. Yeah.
And Polly, accept my friend's request on Facebook. I got a new page.
Yeah.
But I understand what he means by that. That's one of the reasons when I come on to Ed's, shows and whatnot, that I lurk. I don't say anything because I really feel bad about taking over, especially if there's a guest on. When there's a guest on, I don't want to say a thing.
Too. Yeah, you've said that too in the chat. If I remember correctly, and Polly said the same thing. And even Two Toes, he doesn't come in the chat for the same reason, because everybody starts chatting with them.
Yeah, and it takes away from the person that's meant to be there, and so.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, look, even Clash is lurking tonight.
Hey, Clash. Hey, Shane. It's nice to chat with you. I think I'm flying over your place.
Well, like all of you know, we love you lurkers too, and appreciate you lurking.
Absolutely. We know you're there. We like to think we know you're there.
Right. Rock Butcher tagged me in a comment. Apparently our friend Moto Mining has asked a couple of times. Dan, will you be showing any demonstrating how to fill out claim work reports in BC or for BC?
I have before, but I probably won't again. Instead, what I'll do is I will pass that off to Sebastian. Probably Sibo loves to do that kind of stuff, loves to get that BC information out there, and he is more BC focused, BC or Canada focused. Where a video like that on my channel, which is a worldwide channel, would miss the audience because most of the audience is not in BC. So if I do something that is BC specific when it comes to something technical like how to fill out a report, it just misses the audience. Sibo does a great job of that kind of stuff.
Yes,
and I believe he probably already has one out about how to fill out a report. And anything that we need for, how to stake a claim or how to fill out a report or anything like that specific to our local area, it's better to come from him than me. And I'm happy to promote it. I will share it, all that kind of stuff. But I try to make sure my videos are something that everyone that's typically watching my channel can get something from.
All right.
Speaking of lurkers,
I remembered what my question was.
Jesse.
I remembered. And I wrote it down so I could
before you say that.
Okay.
Another one of our favorite lurkers has actually commented in the room, because you can tag him now. Hey, Gary, brother, how are you doing, Two Toes? And I want to add something to our giveaway package tonight, Jesse. I'm going to add a Two Toes crevice tool to our giveaway package tonight.
Nice.
So remember, if you want in on it, all you have to do is be present when we draw and type gold porn in the room. That's all you have to do to be in on it.
I'm always afraid to use the terminology gold porn in any of my videos. I figure that's an easy way to get, banned on YouTube.
Just don't do it within the first minute.
And we've been using that term for quite a while. We've been using that term for a while. So I do have a question. Something that we talk about, maybe you can hit on it. It's something you mentioned in your copper video. The importance of research. So what kind of research do you do?
Research.
And you know why I put that in there, right?
Hours, hundreds of hours, thousands of hours. Yes. Oh,
because if you don't do the research, what happens? You wind up walking around lost.
Exactly. my wife will laugh at me sometimes because I'm not a reader. I don't, open up a novel to read a novel. I don't like reading. I'm actually very dyslexic, which makes reading
Me
very
too.
difficult for me. But I will spend endless hours reading old geology reports, old mining reports, reading things that every third word you don't understand because it's some technical term,
Kind
and
of
I will
like
spend
listening to Jeff at
hours
first.
reading those. And I know SIBO does the same. We call them here min files. They're mining files, old mining
Right.
sites and stuff. And then the min files are linked up with these other ARIS reports, all these different reports that are very, very technical. And I will be going through those night after night after night, looking at new claims or new spots. Yeah, I'm sure SIBO is just laughing his butt off right now because he understands exactly. He does the same thing, and there is
And then
so much
sometimes you just,
information out there.
yeah, and sometimes you just don't do enough. As it was evident in in that video on the copper mines you were looking for. You just
Oh,
you just fell a little short of doing enough research to be able to locate them.
My problem is I don't bring it with me when I go in the field.
Yeah,
I read
right.
it the night before. I look at the maps and I think the maps are in my head, and then I get out there in the field. I don't have the map with me. Like, I'm sure it was right here. Or yeah.
Yeah. I just thought I'd throw that out there because you mentioned, oh, I should have
brought a map. Yeah.
Well, research
is very important
research.
thing. Yeah, research. Absolutely.
And there is so much information out there, especially from, the turn of the century, like 100 years ago. There are so many prospects, mines that they looked at and were not economical at the time. But
Right.
they recorded information, and then that information just sat there, just hidden away. It's there, but not really in the public eye. And there are so many of these old mine sites that nowadays could be potentially profitable, which they weren't 100 years ago, for sure.
Absolutely. So I do want to give out a little shout out here. I think Ed's getting ready to do a giveaway here. We're going to be giving away some stuff tonight. But was it last week or the week before? We had Timothy Draper on our show. He talked about putting out a book. Well, it's up for sale. I got notification on it. Not bad price either. It's only about like $21. Treasures of the Ancients. Search for America's Lost Fortune. Sorry, Dan, but I had to throw our buddy in there. You know who Timothy Draper is?
No.
Treasures of America. They explore.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I lurked a little bit on that video. I think I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got his book just came out today. I got notification of it. I'll be ordering that. Check that out.
Yeah, that'd be
tonight,
interesting.
Yeah. Bye, Polly. Polly's leaving.
Yeah.
See
you,
later,
Polly. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Absolutely.
All of you big shot YouTuber celebrities, Clash, Two Toes, Polly, all of you, greatly appreciate it.
Yep. Remember, you want to get out of this giveaway tonight? Put in gold porn.
Gold porn.
You'll get a T-shirt, a adventure sluice, and I think added
crevice tool made by our friend Two Toes.
Right. Now they'll all be coming from different places. Maybe not at the exact same time, but they'll be coming.
So someone's asking to see the gold, so I'm just randomly
show
flashing
them the gold. Show them the gold.
Randomly flashing my gold.
Yeah, show your gold.
Hey, we have a gold flasher in the house.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! He moved that feather. There we go. Gold porn.
Gold porn. Yeah.
Gold porn.
I don't know. Is this coming through? Can you actually see what I'm
Oh
showing
yeah, we
here?
can see it. Definitely
blurry?
see it. We can. No, it's not blurry at all. At least not on my end. I don't know on
It's
the.
not blurry on my end, and they see you all can see
Oh
it
no, it
out
looks
there,
good.
right?
Oh yeah, it looks good. I see it.
Flasher.
Greenhorn,
The
welcome.
flasher.
The gold flasher. Yeah.
Oh, here's the rusty one.
That's a beauty. You're
This
right.
was out of the ground
PC.
sluice. This one.
Nice.
That illegal ground sluice. It's my most viewed video.
Did you have a sick bird with you?
A sick bird?
Yeah, illegal. It slid right over his head.
It did. It totally did. I don't know what you're talking about.
An illegal, a sick bird.
An illegal. There we go. Okay. Yes. Sometimes you have to spell them out for me. I tell you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you, Dan. I didn't want everybody to know how intelligent you were.
Dan, we have a question from a mutual friend of ours, our friend Sibo. Any minerals you still want to find out in the wild, Dan?
Definitely. I always want to find a diamond. Someday it'll happen. I spent a few days at the Crater of Diamonds down in Arkansas and never did find myself one. But someday I'll find a diamond.
Cool.
Me too.
I've
got them. I actually still have a bag of their pay dirt from when me and my wife were down there. Haven't even broke it out. Yeah, I've been there too. It's fun. It's a cool place.
But other minerals, I want to find myself a nice piece of native copper. I have a lot of pieces of native copper, but I've never actually dug one out of the ground myself.
Oh,
that would be
you
a
could
fun
have
thing to
luck
do.
up in Michigan, in the UP, and in the mitten of Michigan. They found float copper all the way down here in Ohio and Indiana. You'll get it someday, Dan. You'll get
A
it.
bigger piece of platinum would be nice. I have found little tiny grains of platinum, but I would like something that I could actually, hold and, say this is platinum.
Right.
The tiny grains, they don't really show themselves as much. That would be another one.
On the South Fork Nooksack River in Washington, I found a heart-shaped platinum. It's between a picker and a nugget.
Nice.
My prospecting buddy, Victor Menzo, if you're lurking, Victor, you better say hi, damn it. But he won it in the flip. So he took it home with him.
We live in the right spot here for platinum in BC. We have actually one of the major platinum producing rivers around, the Tulameen. It's I think one of two rivers in the world that have both platinum and gold in mineable quantities. So it is quite possible to find a platinum nugget up here. I haven't yet.
No, T-Rep. It was a lot farther north of Larson's Bridge. It was when Crown Pacific owned all that land and you could still get beyond the gate. But yeah, the Twin Sisters in Washington, it's a lot of olivine. It carries some good, I've found some platinum there in the Finney Creek area, which is totally claimed up for the most part. G Creek has a rich history in platinum also. I guess Western Washington or Washington in general and BC, we're like brothers and sisters or brothers, We have a lot of the same geology as you do in BC, especially southern BC. So now you also have nephrite in your area too, right?
Nephrite, yeah, absolutely. BC is loaded in nephrite jade for sure. Lots of low quality stuff, but some really nice quality as well.
Okay, sorry, Jesse. What else?
Pickaxe. I think he's from California. I know a guy that used to have a claim near Dan's Dream Claim that showed us a few of his platinum nuggets from the Ptolemy area. Exact location unnamed. Stunning nuggets. So there you go.
Yeah,
pickaxes
Tulamine
from
has
BC.
really nice platinum nuggets on it.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And I'm sure it's all claimed up too.
It is.
Pickaxes from British Columbia.
Okay. My dream claim actually isn't in the Tulamine area, but it's one of those, no tell 'em creeks as well. I don't say where that one is. Even though the locals here kind of know it, I'd just rather keep that one, from getting too much.
And you've had
press.
quite a bit of troubles with claim jumpers in the past. Damn.
On that one,
jumpers.
a lot. Yeah.
Is there easy access? Is that why? Or you just show it too much?
No, it's because of the known gold deposit that's there. That's it. Everyone knows how crazy good the gold is on that river, and they just don't care that there's claims. So
yeah, it's sad.
For everybody else.
Is it also a Class A felony in British Columbia like it is in the Western states?
I'm not sure your classes or felonies or whatnot, but it is definitely illegal for sure. Unfortunately, it's not one of those things that is well enforced. Even when we caught those dredgers working the dream claim there, when we called the police out, all the police did was told them to go away. Now, after the fact, when the conservation officers and the Ministry of Mines got into it, they had some more serious consequences after the fact. But the police, the RCMP here, they don't really want to deal with that kind of problem. It's just not their area. So the best that they could do at the time was say, pack up your stuff and go.
Brad Welch wants to know if you ever heard of the Tassie Boys prospecting.
Absolutely. Levi.
Who hasn't heard of Levi?
Yeah.
He was a great guest on our show too, much like you, Dan.
We've chatted a few times online. He's had some questions for me, and we've gone back and forth about a few YouTube things and whatnot. So yeah, definitely, I know Levi.
I think it's great how a lot of us YouTubers, no matter, you're huge, like Jeff Williams, Polly, and others, Levi's getting up there, and small YouTubers like me and smaller, we don't get really huge heads and like, no, you're too small to deal with. Why would I want to collaborate with you, or why would I want to be on your little show? I think it's great. And like, I want to thank Chris Bogus, because that guy, I was having some troubles when my mom died, and that guy actually reached out to me and was willing to help me all he could. And thank you, Chris.
Awesome.
He's
a good guy. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
It's more about personality. It's more about personality rather than, YouTube channel size or anything like that of who I want to hang out with. I don't care if you have a channel with one follower or no channel at all. If you have the right personality, that's what I want to experience.
There you go, Dan.
I got over 200.
And it's unfortunate too. There's also a few personalities that I don't want to hang out with, and it's.
Jesse, that's it.
Okay, I get the hint.
I wasn't implying you. I wasn't implying you. We've got a couple of locals up here, which I don't want to say anything rude, but they're just not my type of people, and.
Well, it's really hard to find a group of people where you're going to find anywhere close to 90% of the people you would probably hang out with. Although the mining community is one of those groups where a large majority are just fantastic people. You'll find a few bad ones, but you kind of expect that. And I'm not surprised there are as many as there are, more than what's here. You run into one here and there, but for the most part, I love all these people. They're great people. They're willing to help you when you need help. No problems. Yeah, great. Type in gold porn. People were about ready to give something away.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
gold porn out
gonna
there.
give you. Let me find
Only
my
those that
phone.
type in gold porn in the chat room will be eligible to win.
You only need to do it once.
Chicken wow wow.
Oh, Ruby, and you have to be here to win, of course.
Yes. Thank you.
And I'll give you. Oh, let's make it 2 minutes starting right now, and then we'll pick. No hashtag needed. 2 words.
Yeah, make it 2 words. It won't pick up 1 word. And yes, thank
It's
you,
not
Darren. Everybody
case
hit that like button.
sensitive, so you could do it lowercase or whatever.
And
I
then,
need to take
yeah.
gold porn off of my, or I have porn in one of my lists, on my list for hiding. So whenever they say gold porn, might have to take porn off. I'm allowing a lot of.
Not called porn.
Good thing I have good moderators catching them too.
Not golden pornography.
Right, gold porn.
Not porn gold.
That's prawn gold, Kev. It needs to be gold porn.
you hear what you see what Jim said, or Bill? I mean,
it's hard telling
when Jesse Mendez loves you when his hands are around your throat or your neck.
That's right. That happened to you, Bill. I remember.
I see Kevin's out there. I just got a chance to look at the chat for a few minutes here. I see Kevin's out there. Kevin's daughter Maggie has captured the hearts of everyone on my channel. My premieres every Sunday morning. When Kevin comes on and says hi, the first thing everyone does is says hi Maggie. They don't say hi to Kevin, Kevin doesn't matter, but Maggie is his daughter. His daughter is, correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, but like 9 years old or something like that. And we all love saying hi to Maggie.
Yeah,
so hi Maggie.
Hearts for Maggie. They're in the chat room. Hearts for Maggie.
Yeah.
1-900 gold porn, huh?
Moto Mining does not subscribe to this channel. What the heck, Moto?
Moto One.
Moto One, our friend from the beautiful island of Vancouver, the fun town of Victoria, or close by. Don't worry, Moto, I won't tell.
He can be proud he's from Victoria.
Postage for Canada.
I've always had a great time in visiting Victoria. Hey, Yeti Mountain Trading, how you doing, Chris?
Yeti.
Congratulations, Moto.
Well, I see a bunch of new names in here. T-Rep Adventures, welcome.
T-Rep's been around.
I haven't seen him
before. AL Gold Prospecting, welcome. All you newcomers, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us here on Tuesday Night Hangout Live. We've been doing this stream. In June will be 6 years. And we love all the Flash fam. And if you're part of Dan's fam, you're part of our fam. We're all part of the Treasure fam.
Timothy Diggins, thanks for everything you do, Dan. You are a great teacher.
You're welcome. Thank you for saying so. I see. I think it was Terry was asking about if I've calculated up or collected up all the gold I've ever found and how much I've found. I haven't actually. I don't know a total of what I've found. And since I've been, making my own pay dirt and selling it, all the gold I find goes into the pay dirt and goes out. So I actually don't even have a good, stockpile of gold I've found of my own.
I'm a lot like you, Dan. I never really went out of the way to weigh up, end of weigh up or nothing. All the gold I find I pretty much auction or sell off.
Yeah.
So,
No, I've never. The only time I weigh my gold is when I go to sell it. Other than that, I don't weigh my gold up. I just gather it up. You know.
It is something that I wonder. Yeah, I wonder how much gold I've found over the years, and I have no clue. I couldn't even get it into the right ballpark, I don't think. But it is something I often wish, it would have been nice if I did keep it all and I had it all to hold right now, but no.
Well, that's what Dennis Dayton said when he couldn't figure out where all these buckets of dirt came from. I wish I would have marked these buckets.
Oh, I do that all the time whenever I have a good clean out of a bucket. I'm like, damn it, I didn't mark it. Where'd it come from?
You've got a lot of people in here in this chat room that have learned a lot of stuff from you, Dan.
Yeah,
I see Pickaxe is saying about my early videos.
Yes.
It's quite funny going back and watching my early videos about how bad they were. The quality of video, the quality of actual cameras back then were terrible. The quality of editing, the quality of sound, I go back and watch some of the early ones and I just laugh at myself.
Good question, Campsite. I did say you had to be here. Moto Mining, are you still here?
Oh.
If not, you have 2 minutes to answer.
That's 2 minutes
to answer. Okay.
Oh, everyone that knows Moto is quickly calling him up.
Yeah, somebody is. Make on, hurry.
Hey, Kyle King Prospecting, how are you? Okay, let me change that to 1 minute.
2 is just too long?
Jason, AU Colorado says he's still here.
I gotta be in Moto Mining's name, AL. I don't know that name. I don't know that name.
Well, welcome, AL.
Moto is here in spirit. That could be, but it is what it is. I know.
Well,
nice try.
We'll send him this prizes in spirit then.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's not here.
Yeah, he has 30 seconds left. And if you're not here, oh boy, am I gonna tease you later.
Yes.
Because I see that gentleman all over, and he's here most Tuesdays.
Right.
Oh, and someone asked if I'll ever shave
out
my
on the
beard.
big prize. We don't have a prize out like this.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, Rock Butcher's leaving. I'll stay.
Well,
there you go. Got to draw another one there.
Yep.
Someone just asked if I'll ever shave my beard. Someday it'll probably come off. But
Reg, are you here? Reg, are you here? You have 1 minute to reply.
There he is. Ooh, I'm here.
Okay, right. Reg's here, buddy.
So send Ed your address with the shirt size.
For the shirt. I hope you're a double extra large.
No, I'll print them. I'll print them out a fresh one.
Yeah, flashingyourpan@gmail.com, Reg.
Reg is my moderator on my my premieres, well, one of them, and he is the best. He is awesome and so supportive. So much work. I absolutely love Reg.
Yeah, he's been a mod on your channel.
We're gonna get into a fight here, Dan. We're gonna get
who the best moderator is?
Yeah, we got the best moderator.
Yeah, we have the world's greatest moderator right here, Mr. Lodak. Surprised he ain't a moderator on your channel. He is everywhere else.
Mr. Lodak is a name I remember from way early on in my channel.
Yep.
Yeah, really, really early. His name stuck out as someone who contributed, helped, talked, all of that.
Oh yeah, so, he's an awesome moderator.
He's a very good friend and a great moderator. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Great
But I'm
guy,
sure,
great moderator.
I'm sure Reg is right up there with him.
Oh yeah. I've lurked
But-
in on your shows too, on your premieres and stuff, and your live streams when you had them, Dan. And Reg's always on the ball.
Reg says he's happy to be number 2. That's Jaren's title. And that's Jaren's title, and he would never take it away from him.
You're a
I'm
good
happy to
man,
be number
Reg.
2.
You're a good man. You both are tied for number 1. How's that? We're all the
go.
prospecting treasure fam, and I'll compromise for that. So I hope
So
you
who
don't
won it?
mind, Mr. Lodick.
Oh, Reg won. That's right.
Yeah,
Shirt size.
and flashingyourpan@gmail.com. And
What size shirt you wear, Dan?
the size shirt. Here's the crevice tool made by our friend Two Toes, Gary, from the Motherlode. They work great too, Greg. And
Dan, what
Dream
size
Ad
shirt you wear?
Adventure Slows
Me?
and the size shirt you
Yeah.
wear.
What do I wear? An extra large.
Okay. I'll send you
Dan,
one too.
I sent you a friend's request to your Facebook, and if you just want to email me, you know the email address. Email me your address or PO box, and I'll get that over to Jesse. So
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then I'll make them up. And
all right,
good.
Reg, it's almost
I'll
over.
just send. I'll
Wow.
just send it. I'll send your shirt to Reg though. All right. Is that fine? I mean, you do see him, right, or no?
We actually live on opposite ends of the country. We've
Okay,
only
then
met each other once. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
no.
I
That's
believe
fine.
Reg is in Ontario or something
Okay.
like that,
Right.
and
Well, I didn't know. That's fine. Just send Ed your address, and then I'll ship you one out.
Sounds good.
I did, Reg. I did. Remember, I got a new Facebook account, so if you get any requests from me, and I'm standing on the south end of Mount St. Helens, it's a mountain with snow on it. It's actually Mount St. Helens. And I have the Yuba River for my art. It's me. So.
And the same with Ray. Ray's new name, if you get a friend request, is William.
Oh, okay. I thought that was his brother. So now
Well,
I know.
I don't know. No, it's yeah. He'll if he friends request you, he'll request you as William.
You're welcome. Hey, ECP, how you doing? Say hi to
ECP.
Pep Milo and say hi to the better half for me.
One of the richest men I know. He has chickens that lay eggs.
And he knows what they're worth, you know.
Yeah.
It's like he was saying that about toilet paper 2 years ago, too.
Right.
She says hi. Hi, Tony. Boy, Dan, 2 hours flew by. I want to thank you for everyone who joined us at one time. I believe I saw 110 in the chat.
Yep, that's what I saw.
154 likes. Thank you very much, YouTubers and friends. Flash fam, treasure fam. Mucho love to all of you. Amora, is that how you say love in Spanish, or is that French? Mi amora? I don't know either.
I hardly
Dan.
speak English well enough. I don't forget about these other languages.
Me too, and
With
I've
an E,
been
not an A.
speaking English for 62 years, and I'm terrible at it. Dan, thank you so much for joining us finally on the show. I know you've been always polite and a supporter of the show, and we greatly appreciate it. I know a couple of times you joined us on Open Line Tuesday and showed off some fabulous gold porn and stuff, and always appreciate you being part of the Flash fam, my friend.
Absolutely.
It was
Hey,
great to
good
be
night.
here. I had a lot of
Thank you,
fun,
Ghost.
and yeah, good night to everyone that's out there in the chat. It was fun. Hopefully, I got to answer your questions. Hopefully, we didn't miss too many of them.
I think we got all the questions. I know we got all the questions that we got in our chat here. I didn't see, anything else. Nobody was tagging me. At least I didn't see us.
Now that he's been on, guys, maybe we could get him on in a year or so again for another visit.
In the winter, because
during
in the winter.
I actually have time in the winter. In the summer, there's just no time.
Unless he goes to
Right.
Australia or something.
That's true. That's true.
He's a busy man, but I'll try. I promise. I'll try. All of you, if it wasn't for you out there, we wouldn't be doing what we do here. Thank you so much for being part of the Flash Fam, along with Dan, Hurd, Moto, Andy Thrax, Pioneer, Polly, and others. One day, too, I hope to meet you on the river. Oh, I said that wrong, Jesse. Boy, I really messed up. I'm excited. I had Dan Hurd on tonight. I've been a fan of his for years. But
I think he's starstruck, Dan.
I'm starstruck. It don't happen often, Dan, but it does happen. All right, everybody. Until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan.
And you know what to say next.
That's right, because I said it already. Maybe one day, too, we'll meet you on the river. Oh, my goodness. Love you all. Good night,
everybody.
God bless.
Bye.
Right now, we're out of here.
Bye.
Thank you, Yeti, Reg, Wes, Mandy, Alfred, MJ, Pickaxe, G-Wolfman, Patrick, David, Bill, BC, all of you, Nevo, Campsite.
Thank you, Jared.
Always, Mr. Lodak, thank you. Sibo, get a hold of me, bro. I've been trying to collaborate with Sibo for what, 2 years, Sibo? For Beyond Borders live stream. He's just a busy guy.